Okay, guys, I know there's been a lot going on with McDermott being fired, the press conference today with Pagula and Bean. But one thing I think that's really getting overlooked because there was so much controversy with the pass interference call and the official screw jobs and all that kind of stuff from the refs um, is that ultimately it was Josh Allen's fault that we lost. And I'll get to that in a second, but I'm sorry to say, but that's the reality of it. It was Josh Allen's fault, right? I think people clamoring to say that was the officials that cost us this game. Absolutely not. That's just typical Bills fans, victimhood, oh, woe is me mentality. And look, I've been a Bills fan for 35 years. I've seen it all that. I've seen all of it. Okay. But that let's go kind of step by step. That potential pass interference call on Riley Moss against Brandon Cooks was not PI, plain and simple. I think you have to look at it as if, hey, if it was the flip and Christian Benford was playing defense on Cortland Sutton and they called that exact play on Christian Benford, would we be clamoring and screaming that that was not pass interference? Right? Would we be pissed off if they called it? Absolutely. Okay. So we'd be just as pissed this way. So just because it goes against us doesn't mean it distorts what reality is. That was not pass interference. Okay. You go with Taron Johnson pass interference as being soft and weak. Okay, sure, I'll go with that. I think that was terrible, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway because Joey Bosa had that dumb late hit on Bo Nix. It was essentially the same 15 yards or so it would have cost the same thing plus an automatic first down. Okay, so take that out of the equation. Um, Tre'Davious White's pass interference call I thought was reasonable, unfortunate but reasonable. It's one of those calls that I think you could see it going either way. Um, Maybe you give the benefit of the doubt to the defender because we are in the playoffs. And I do think playoff calls are a little different. Overtime playoff calls also a little different than maybe a week seven second quarter call. But I think ultimately it was a fair and reasonable call. A tough one, but fair and reasonable. Then, of course, there's the Brandon Cooks situation, which has been talked about ad nauseum at this point. My opinion was not a catch. He never had clean possession. I know there are people who go, well, if you freeze frame in this 1 millisecond, he looked like right, but he doesn't pass the eye test. He did not have the ball for any reasonable amount of time. Okay, you can take a still frame and make a lot of things look a lot of different ways. Doesn't mean that's what actually happened in real life with the speed of play and things like that. So unfortunate, but that was an interception. It's much safe to say it. So it's not a ref screw job. Also, Larry Ogunjobi going offside on that turnover in the first half that cost the Bills 3 points, got the Broncos on the board for a field goal. Um, the officials didn't make him go offside. He went offside and cost us. Cost us a possession and cost us 3 points. Okay, so it's not officials that are blowing the game. It was us. And again, going back to Josh, it was his fault. In the end, it was Josh's mistakes that killed us. And I love Josh to the moon and back. I've been his biggest defender. But you got to call it what it is. So many people act like our guys, and Josh in particular, can do no wrong. He didn't do it right. I love JA17. Okay, but this game was on him. Overthrows, underthrows, terrible reckless fumble at the end of the first half. And I'll tell you what, when you make $330 million in this contract that he's in, you have the burden of being under a microscope. Every decision, good, bad, is magnified. And in turn, he gets paid handsomely to make big plays in the big games. And he didn't, plain and simple. He blew it when it counted, and then our D did their part to piss it away in crunch time like they always do, hence bye-bye McDermott. But in the end, it was Josh who came up short in that game. Overthrow to Dalton Kincaid at the end of the fourth quarter. Underthrow to Curtis Samuel, that was an interception. Underthrow to Khalil Shakir, that if he would have thrown it 2 feet higher, it's a touchdown. His fumble at the end of the first half, which was just obscenely stupid. That whole play, which I think that brings it back to McDermott. For me, we shouldn't have been running it in the first place. We had no timeouts. The odds that we were going to get anything out of that were slim to none. But even with that, Josh needs to tuck that ball. Why is he running with the ball with his hand out? It's ridiculous. So as much as I hate to say it, this game is on Josh Allen. But the great thing is, I trust 17, and he's going to come back ready, willing, and able to lead this team to a Super Bowl. Mark my words. Go Bills.